Alright guys, I made this video already like 8 times already, but I got real bored and I was not fun at all to listen to, so we're gonna try this again. Update of that animated deck I had before. Unfortunately, I liked it way too much. Yeah. Well, and of course liking it means I need to redo it and get new cards for it, and all of a sudden I'm looking at yet another couple $100 I really want to spend on this card deck that I really ought not to. But here we go. 3 Ryos. Number one reason I want to run this deck. It's just, it's so fantastic. I want to synchro summon. Well, you're gonna have to think about that first, whether you really want to synchro summon or not. It makes your opponent waste their cards. It's 1900, so it's real hard to get over. What? Just a fantastic card. I love Ryo. 2 Cyber Dragons, big beat stick. It's just good. Running over stuff. If you have to, you can just attack into the Grandmaster, though it's of course not recommended with Forbidden Lance. But do love me some Cyber Dragon. It's good for synchro. 3 Doom Cows, or at least 2.5 Doom Cows. Okay, this is my proxy for Doom Cow. First want. I need another one. Depresses me to say so because they have gone up. I think they've gone up. I have been watching them. Anyways, so I need a German one, preferably, but at this point, anything will do. Need me another Doom Cow. These are my Dynas. Actually, they're not really Dynas, they're hobby gadgets, but they will be Dynas, because they are in the mail. I'm really excited to get them. I've got 2 English and a German coming. Hooray! If that was an open trade, by the way. So I will report a trade video once they arrive. Jujutsu Master to kind of, run the defense. This deck is a little slow, and so it can be swarmed if you're not careful, and if you're not lucky. So, run Jujutsu Master, put things on top of the deck. GBs are going to be better this format, and this is really nice to mess them up a little bit. Spirit Reaper, again, it's kind of slow, but if you get a chance to knock stuff out of their hand, it's always nice. Forbidden Lance is basically a Spirit Reaper killer, so I am worried a little bit about that. But hopefully this will help with the OTKs and none of that now. This is a Gale. Okay, it's not really a Gale. It's a misprint card, but if you're gonna proxy something, do it right and do it shiny, right? No. I have a Gale. Wasn't planning on doing anything with a Gale, anywhere near a Gale. Wasn't going to plan on running anti-meta in my wildest dreams when I left for London, so they didn't bring one with me. But that's okay, I'll pick one up, or I'll get Noble to send me one. Consecrated Light! I'm maining them! Just kidding, these are Veilers. I traded my Veilers for the Dynas, so I'll be getting, and by I will be getting, I mean, hey Dovo, you want to trade? Or, if y'all up in England, or anywhere really, you have some Veilers that you have for trade. I need some Veilers. I like this one. He's got a top hat on. Yay, top hat. No, but manning 2 Veilers is most good. If nothing else, he's a tuner. Yeah, that's right, Jason. He is a tuner. Alright, Compulse. It's a good all-round card. I like to prefer to run this to main it and then side it out if I have to. It's not as good against Samurais as I wish, but it is rather nice. Against anything that's heavily synchro based and to save your Doom Cows from bottomless and such. It's just good. Call the Haunted if you gotta bring back a Ryo, if you gotta bring back something to tune with, it's nice. Again, you run out of monsters a little quicker than you ought to, so good thing that we've got Call the Haunted. Depriz, amazing this format, sucked last format. Blowed last format, but Deep Prism is rather nice this format. Just getting rid of things is nice. It's really hard. It kills the Stardust and stuff. But anyways, good. 2 7 tools. I am maining it. Trap Stun is running rampant, wild, and crazy. Screw Decree. Nobody runs Decree this format, or you ought not to because it's not good. For as many decks as I've seen, it's not good to run Decree, but 7 tools over the Trap Stun, over, basically anything. It's nice to have that nice counter trap to hurt the Solemn Judgments and Solemn Warnings. I am running 1 Magic Drain. I just like this card. I really like it. Having people drop their cards out of their hand, it's usually not a waste. You if you really want to, you can scare some of your peers as they MST your other back row, and you're like, well, I don't really care about it, but I do want to see if you've got anything else in your hand, and you magic drain it. Then they tend to like to drop nice things to be like, no, I really want to kill that. 2 bottomless, it's really important in this format. I would not run anything less. You just gotta get rid of stuff. It hurts the Grandmaster as they special dominate, and you're like, bye-bye. You know, bottomless is mucho importante. Torrential, also really important in this format. Mass destruction. And you know how I love mass destruction. Torrential tribute's the way to go. Although it can be trap stun, which is a shame. More mass destruction. Mirror force. Solemn J, very important. Oppression, so important. So important. I mean, you've got the 3 fossil Dynas, but if Royal Oppression is rather nice to just be like, oh, hold on there. Put that synchro in the grave, I just oppressed you. Very nice. We do love oppression. Probably the reason I'm running this deck, honestly. Oppression is just very nice. Book of Moon. He should have 2 brothers, but as he's now limited, we'll just have to deal with the one. It works nicely if you wanna. If they attack into your fossil Dyna, you can just be like, yep. But chances are that won't be as prevalent as I wish. But you know, it should help. Lightning Vortex. He's good. He's very nice and good. Mass destruction. More mass destruction. Pot of Duality, I could probably, and by probably I mean definitely, use 2 more, but let's face it, nobody's giving up their dualities. I mean, if you are one of those people who's given up duality, I could use another. I've got some cards to trade. Probably won't be buying any though, which is why they're not proxied. 2 MST, another pretty much essential card in this format. I mean, Gravekeepers with their insta 2000 attack and it's the 2500 defense. Just, Royal Tribute, MST, and gateways and such too, of course, obviously. Smashing Ground is nice for those Spear Reapers. It's semi, you know, you gotta watch out for it. So smashing is good, most good. Forbidden Lance. I wish I could add some more of these. It's just such a useful card. Activating the damage step because it increases and decreases, and you can have their monster attack into you and get run over by, you know, just flipping a card. It's good. Protect from Bottomless, protect from Dark Hole. You know, it's just a nice card. Giant Grenade, obviously another great card. Monster Reborn, staple. Speaking of mass destruction, get some Dark Hole. And apparently Soul Morning got up here, but he's the star, of course, of this deck, and I need another one. Hopefully happening. Hopefully praying and happening, but good lord, these have skyrocketed. Skyrocketed since the ban list. I guess people were thinking they'd attack it more, and they're trying to get them back. I don't know. Soul Morning is just so important. So, need another one. Extra deck. Here we go. DD Crow. Love removing things from play when things get targeted. It's just a wonderful thing. I need to have a Gotems in here, unfortunately. But DD Crow is going to have to, even though that's definitely not a Gotems at all, but he's going to have to do for negating Gotems. Malevolent Catastrophe, I absolutely cannot stand this freaking card. I can't stand running it, but if I'm having mass back row problems, I'm gonna have to. It's just something that's gotta happen. So, love it. Crevice is important. It really rapes scraps pretty well. It hits the Fishborg formula, narcs pretty hard when you remove Treeborns and ship from play. Good. Changes appearance, yet another card. It's just awesome. They want to try to summon their the 6 Sams want to try to summon their little tuner guy. He's like 400. You can just remove him from play. You've pretty much crushed all their synchroing dreams. They can still attack over you for the win, but it is good. Pulling the rug. Again, Formula Monarchs is actually not bad this format. I really, I've been raped quite a few times by one before I built this deck. And so we always have a Pulling the Rug in there. Another Magic Drain if you're having problems with Necrovalley and such. You know, it's just always nice to negate spells. Trap Hole, kill the samurais before they get started with their normal summon. I used to really hate it, but honestly, it's just, you gotta get rid of that stuff. Another D Prism for more, getting rid of that stuff. I do have one Trap Stun, mostly for, I guess, Gravekeepers in their back row, because my monsters are important to me, and it's real hard to, if I'm worrying about back row. And, yeah. Also for those really annoying burn decks that are like Barrel Behind the Door and all that nonsensical whatever. Actually, Barrel Behind the Door I think is counter, but the point being is, Nobleman of Extermination, hit the War Chariots, it's nice. You gotta hit, it's like an extra MST without being quite as useful, obviously, but, still want to hit those down back rows. Another smashing in case you run into multiple armor masters or other cannot be destroyed by battle and hard to run over monsters. 1900 is a big attack beast, but if it gets any higher than that, you might be in trouble. So smashing ground. Another Jujutsu Master for the GBs and other just to be an asshole really. It's just an asshole card. We love it. Another Cyber Dragon to be yet another asshole against any machines. I mean, I do not feel like they are going to be unbelievably hard to format, but it's not that, so it's not that big of a deal. So summon it, you can synchro for 6 with the Veilers, you can synchro with Gale for an 8, and we do love insta-8s, and sweep. 2 Banishers, because there are still decks out there, like a lot of them, that need the graveyard. And, 1600 attack is not too bad. Definitely not too bad. So, it will stop Ryo's effect, though, so you have to be careful, because I think you have to send him to the graveyard. But he's good. One Kinetic Soldier could probably use another. I mean, it's good against Samurais. I mean, I know some people prefer to run the Puppet Plants and stuff, because it doesn't waste your normal summon. But a Kinetic Soldier can be bottomless, which is beautiful, and if you have to set him and let them run into him, he's gonna have a good amount of defense. So 3800 be intact against samurais. So I like him, and he's shiny, so which is nice, always nice. I'm running 3 Chimera Tech Fortresses in the extra deck, but that's only because I don't have an Armor Master. Should be getting one of those, but if not, if you guys have one, then you're just like, oh, well, Blackwings, don't need that anymore, so you want to get rid of it. I could always use another one, or I could always use one, just because I do have the Gale, so it makes it nice to have the Armor Masters. Red Dragon Archfiend is good for the defense, and he's a 3000 beater. I've got 2 Scrap Dragons in here for mucho destruction against the back row, or, excuse me, front row, back row, whatever you want row. Scrap Dragon's just good. He's outrageously expensive these days, too. Anyways, 2 Stardust for prevention of destruction. It's not really a whole lot you can say less about Stardust. Colossal Fighter, if you're having problems with, the OTKs, it's like, well, you can attack over him, but not summon him again. 2 Black Rose for Mass Destruction. Just always good. I love Mass Destruction. Delicious. It does take quite a bit in this deck to summon him, but, hey, you can do it. Go for it. I do have an Ancient Fairy Dragon. 7 is fairly... It's either going to be a 6, an 8, or 7 in this deck, mostly, so... Ancient Fairy Dragon's nice. You can kill the Necrovalley, and gain life points. You can just put him in defense if you have to. Special summon things. It's not too bad. Brio, you're so lonely here as the only 6-star. I could probably use another 6-star, honestly, because it is easier to summon. But, Brio, obviously, just awesome. And, he's missing his brother Goyo. Ally of Justice Catastor, do I even have to explain that? And Magical Android, in case you need a low-star, high-attack monster, this happens with Veiler. So, it will be Veiler and a 4-star. And if nothing else, you're gaining life points. So yeah, that's the deck, guys. You can feel free to bash it, feel free to make comments, feel free to thumbs me up, feel free to tear me apart. I haven't really tested this deck too much, but I'm really excited about it once I get my Veilers, my Fossil